I'm Megan. I'm an English teacher and a mom to 2 teenagers, and I'm reading the Twilight books and talking about what I think about them. Today I'm talking about Chapter 1 still of Twilight and Midnight Sun, and we left off with Bella talking about getting bit, and this takes us to meeting the Cullens. Bella first gets her first look at them at lunch. We learn that Jessica is crazy jealous as she tells us about them. Anna Kendrick was chef's kiss at delivering this scene. She is the perfect Jessica. I absolutely love the casting that they did for her and how she brought Jessica to life. I think she did a tremendous job. In Midnight Sun, I think we start to get the first hint that Stephanie wants us to be reading this as a fated mates situation, because Edward gets this feeling that he should protect Bella from Jessica, but because Midnight Sun came out so much later than Twilight and the other books, we didn't have Edward's perspective in this first situation. I didn't have it when I first read these books when I was a teenager. So I'm just not sure it was super successful at convincing me that it was like a fated mate situation with just Twilight. So to me, it just kind of reads as like, why are these people already in love kind of situation, but we'll see. And then after this lunch situation, we go to biology and everything just falls apart. Bella walks in, she sits down, and this is where the red flags start to go like absolutely bonkers. Edward goes off the chain at this point. It says, he stared at me again, meeting my eyes with the strangest expression on his face. It was hostile, furious. He's leaning away from her on the edge of his seat, and it says, averting his face like he smelled something bad. She describes his tendons sticking out under his pale skin and him glaring down at me again, his black eyes full of revulsion. And she isn't the only one noticing, because Mike brings it up to her after class. And Edward's behavior isn't the only thing that makes this situation terrible. Instead of just being like, what is wrong with this guy? He has a problem. Bella immediately starts internalizing all of this and starts blaming herself. And I just cannot get behind that. It's not appropriate for her to be internalizing this. I know she's a teenager, so like to some extent it is a normal reaction, but it's not something that we like really want to portray in media, or that we want teenage girls consuming as like, if a boy's treating them like this, or if anyone's treating them like this, that they should internalize this. And she shouldn't be like smelling herself to see if she stings, or feeling like she has to hide behind a curtain of her hair, or ultimately crying because he's being intense and mean. At one point she actually says that she's afraid of him, but then keeps blaming herself for his behavior. It is absolutely wild. And then a final note for Twilight, I'm going to keep talking about this in future discussions, but the way that the teenage boys are portrayed in this book is honestly disgusting. Not one of them has a deeper personality beyond being obsessed with her and hitting on her. It's super disappointing, and it just keeps reading like that, unfortunately. So we'll keep talking about it. But anyway, that's the end of my Chapter 1 thoughts, and so we will move on to Chapter 2 after this. Bye.